All right, guys, come on. So this is going to be very different. This is going to be very different from the other portrait I was doing. I'm gonna whip this up um, in one session. That is the goal, and it's going to be with a palette knife. So the texture and everything is very different. It's more expressive. It's more loose. It's more about the process rather than trying to be accurate. And the results are pretty awesome stuff. I'm going to show you guys what I have with my other two Samurai Jack paintings I did this earlier this week. Um, Here was the first one. It sold. It sold like right away on. I've been posting to like Reddit, Imager. That was the first one. Oh yeah, you guys are over here. The second one is somewhere over there. It's I'm not gonna reach for it. It's behind all my stuff. Whatever. Um. Oh man, I did not know that. Oh no. Oh no, I didn't know that. That's oh god. That's so embarrassing, man. I'm gonna move you guys. I'm gonna move you guys over just a tiny bit. Oh man, it's cause my camera, man. It's too HD. I don't want you looking at my ear. What's up? Okay. Man, you got me really distracted. You got me really distracted with that comment. Okay. What was I even gonna do? I was gonna play some music. Where's the music? Where'd it go? Where'd my music go? Uh, Shoot. Just turned off for some reason. Yeah, man, it's HD. I'm like trying not to be in view and stuff. Oh, I muted it. Okay. Source. Let me get the source out. Let me make sure I got the right colors. I'm like embarrassed. Yo, I have a bad habit of using Q-tips though. I'm always like making sure my ears. All right, Aku, it's time. I got them on the screen. I got you guys over here in the comments. Um, Let me make sure I got the right colors out. I need the reds and oranges. This is actually a pretty exciting color palette. Should I show you guys my color palette? I feel like you can kind of see it, right? I can zoom out so you can keep. I don't know, but I kind of want the whole focus. It's a little. It's I don't know. I'm confused. I'm conflicted because I want to show you the color palette. Hey, what's up? All right, got the reds out. Got the Alizar Crimson. Very interesting color. Um, Make sure I got enough white out here. Okay. Let me see if I'm gonna adjust it slightly. See if both the color palette and the the painting can be inside. Give me a second. Especially with the palette knife, I feel like this part is actually really exciting. To see me to mix the colors and then throwing it on there. So let's see how it looks. Oh, that's not bad, right? How about that? Is that okay? Is that big enough? That's good. Okay, perfect. I think that looks good. All right. This is exciting. I need a lot of red out. Looking for my red and yellow. And green, surprisingly. That whole mouth area. Red is so powerful. I've had this tube since last summer. It's barely halfway. It's such a powerful color, I barely use it. All right. Red, orange, a little bit more yellow out. This is sweet, you guys. Yeah, this is cool. I like this. So you guys can see, I'm gonna use this to mix. Here's oil. I used to use for the first layer, I used to use turpentine or Gamsol, which is a paint thinner, but it's very toxic for you. It's not the best thing to use. So I stopped using it. Now I only use oil. Usually with oil paintings, they build up the first layer with a thinner, and they build on top of that with linseed oil or walnut oil. I'm using walnut oil right now, but I'm skipping that whole underpainting process. You'll see why I don't even need to draw things out first. Because it's just going to be throwing paint on there and moving it around. And this is my tool of destruction. I've created a lot of work with this that people are in love with this kind of work. When I create palette knife work, it's because I don't try to draw things out. It's just hacking at it and putting shapes in certain places. You'll see it all come together. The first thing I really want to do, because this does take a lot of paint, I want to make sure that I use a decent sized brush and get an overall tone on there. So what I'm going to do, I'm full teaching mode at this point. I'm going to mix in some color I see on there, red, orange. Find a tone that's mostly overall present, and that's that red orange right there. And I just want to get the whole thing. I want to cover the whole thing. But I got to be careful. These are 12 by 12 canvases. There's no extra real support back there. So the cloth is a little sensitive. I don't want to push at it too much so it'll get loose. Hey, thanks. So I gotta be careful. I'm gonna use more of that oil and less paint, so it glides along the canvas a lot better. There's no real resistance, so I have to push at it. I just want an overall, and I am going for mostly just a portrait. The reason, because it's such a small size, I don't want to get uh, his whole body in there. That means the face is going to be so tiny, I won't be able to do that face very well. Yeah, it's a really cool process. I love oil paint. But this is walnut oil. So I want to oil it down, and it kind of activates the surface now. Because it's oil and not water, it doesn't dry right away. So that means if I put paint down, I'm going to be able to move it around real quick without much hesitation. I don't know if you guys are big into Imager or Reddit, but they've been obsessed about my samurai paintings, samurai jack paintings. I've gotten a lot of good exposure these last few days over them. I got banned from the art subreddit, which I'm not proud of, because a lot of people were asking about my shop, and I didn't realize I was basically self-promoting, and they banned me. It was really interesting, which terrible feeling, but you know. It's not like I was there like, hey, everyone go by my shop. They were just asking me questions and I was answering them. They're like, where can I see more of your work? And then I answered, and then they banned me. I was like, okay. I had to apologize and just say I'm so sorry. Like, I'll never do that again. They actually they unbanned me as soon as I sent like these apologies and like I didn't know. I'm so sorry. So it's all good. Now Reddit is my jam, man. I got a lot of exposure on there. I would hate if I was permanently banned, which I really thought that was the deal. I was like, no. I was freaking out. I was sending them tons of messages, and they were like, fine, fine, fine. They're like, just don't try to do that again. I was like, okay, thank God. Okay, palette knife time. See, I got a decent amount of that's a good structure to build on top of. Now, Aku is mostly black. With these palette knife paintings, I want to be careful I don't use black. The thing about using black, it contaminates the other colors. It will literally take over the other colors. So I gotta be careful. I want to use the lighter colors first. And that means I might need to build up the background first. And right now, you guys see that fire back there? What I'm going to do, I'm just going to kind of... It's going to be a lot different than the painting. That's the great thing about this palette knife. It never turns out like a replica of the painting I'm trying to create. Never. Never, never, never. I just don't have that kind of control with this. It's the strokes are different. The textures are exaggerated. It's like the whole surface becomes alive. I really want to kind of pinpoint where I might do his face. I think I might just do the face and the shoulders and the hands. I like the frame on that. But definitely it would not be beneficial to do that long body. It's kind of like using deadening space. It deadens the space because I'm not able to put anything else on there. Where do I get oil like this? You can get oil like this anywhere. Which one? The oil itself, the walnut oil, you can get that at art stores. You can get the paint colors themselves, the pigments, you can get those at art stores. You can get them at Michael's Arts and Crafts. You can get them at Utrecht, Plaza. There's a lot of art stores. If you know what you're looking for, you can find an art store. So you can see right here. I'm having all these warm mixtures. And it's interesting, there's a lot of these separations between the warmer and the cooler shapes. So my paintings, it's probably going to look a lot more realistic than that, than the source itself, because of the way I'm blending. Now it needs a little bit more red. And now you can see the surface of the painting. Like nail polish to make paintings? I wonder how that works. So I want to activate the surface. I want to build these textures before I start building the face. Wow, that's kind of intense. That's really experimental. I would like to see how it turns out. Do you have any problems with chipping or something? So you guys can see that first layer that I had on there. I'm also using that as a color. So I'm not covering that whole first layer. It's still standing out in some areas. But you can see the whole thing is just very on fire now. And I want to get enough movement in there. Hey, what's up, Instagram? What's up, Live Me? How are you guys? What's up, Negatory? Sorry, I forgot about my left side of my streams. I've been focused on Twitch. But how are you guys? I hope you're having a good Saturday night, or Saturday morning, or wherever you are. I like some of the warms back there, the yellows. But this is good enough to start on the back on the figure itself. Hold on. I've been listening to... Do you guys know Immortal Technique by any chance? I have an opportunity with him, which is pretty awesome. Okay, man, wait. You won't Punjabi ch? Maru thappad. I'm joking. Okay.
Harlem streets stay flooded in white powder, like those motherfuckers running away for the Twin Towers. Gunshots rock the earth like a meteor shower. Bowling for Columbine fair, giving the media power. Innocence devoured like a chicken spot snack box. Government cocaine cooked into ghetto crack rock. Corrupt cops, false testimony at your arraignment. Check to check, constant struggle to make the payments. Working your whole life wondering where the day went. The subway stays packed like a multicultural slave ship. It's rush hour, 2:30 to 8, non-stopping. And people coming home after corporate sharecropping and fuck flossing. Mothers are trying to feed children, but gentrification is kicking them out of they building a generation of babies born without health care. Families homeless, thrown the fuck off the welfare. It's like Cambodia, the killing fields uptown. We live in distress and hang the flag upside down. The sound of conservative politicians on television. People in the hood are blind, so they tell us to listen. They vote for us to go to war instantly, but none of their kids serving the infantry. The odds are stacked against us like a casino. Think about it, most of the army is black and Latino. And if you can't acknowledge the reality of my words, you just another stupid motherfucker out on the curb, trying to escape from the ghetto with your ignorant ways. But you can't read history at an illiterate stage, and you can't raise a family on minimum wage. Why the fuck you think most of us are locked in a cage? I give niggas the truth, cause they pride is indigent. You better off rich and guilty than poor and innocent. But I'm sick of feeling impotent, watching the world burn in the era of apocalypse, waiting my turn. I'm a Harlem nigga that's concerned with the future, and if you're in my way, it'd be an honor to shoot ya, uproot ya with the evil that grows in my people, making them deceitful, cannibalistic and lethal. But I see through the mentality implanted in us, and I educate my fam about who we should trust.
So, in my state of the union, or my speech to the nation, whatever you want to call it, speech to the nation.
Yeah, Moral Technique, man. He's crazy. He has a lot of good songs, though. Cause of Death, Obnoxious, Leaving the Past. This is probably my favorite song by him. It's one of his less like angrier songs, but
They told me I would never make it, I would never achieve it. Reality is nourishment, but people don't believe it. I guess it's hard to stomach the truth like a bulimic. It's a dirty game and nobody is willing to clean it. But this is for the paraplegic people dreaming of running. Ladies married to men who don't please, I'm dreaming of coming. Verbally murderous like David Berkowitz when I'm gunning. Some cowards on the internet didn't think I would sell. Scared to talk shit in person cause they stuck in a shell and couldn't understand the pain of being stuck in a cell. Hell is not a place you go if you're not a Christian. It's the failure of your life's greatest ambition. It's a bad decision to blindly follow any religion. I don't see the difference in between the wrong and the wrong. Soldiers emptying the clips of little kids and their moms. Just like a desperate motherfucker strapped to a bomb. Humanity's gone, smoked up in a gravity bomb by a Democrat, Republican, Cheech and Chong. Immortal technique, you never heard me preaching a song. I'm not controversial, I'm just speaking the facts. Put your hands in the air like you got the heat to your back and shake your body like a baby born addicted to crack. And since life's a gamble like the craps tables in Vegas, I freestyle my destiny. It's not written in pages. I hate it when they tell us how far we came to be, as why people's history started with slavery. Painfully, I discovered the shit they kept a secret. This is the Exodus, like the black Jews out of Egypt. I keep it reality based with the music I made. Blow up the truth in your face with the style I run with. Like the Navy missile that shot down Flight 800. I'm like the Africans who came here before Columbus. And from the 1500s until after tomorrow, I watch Latin America get raped in the sorrow. You see, the Spaniards never left. Después de Colón. And if you don't believe me, you can click on Univision.
Yes.
I never seen so much racism in all of my life. Every program.
This is gonna be extra thick, like really, really thick. You know, I was gonna consider him on the telephone. I think that would have been hilarious. But I want to capture more of the anger or the evil. But that was my first choice when he's ordering a pizza.
That'll never be me, cause I'm leaving the past like an abused wife with the kids, leaving your ass like a drug addict, clean and sober, leaving the stash, unbreakable technique, leaving a plane crash. I'm out with the black box and I refuse to return. I spit reality instead of what you usually learn, and I refuse to be concerned with condescending advice, cause I'm the only motherfucker that can change my life.
Yeah, the old coup. But at the same time, I feel like we might see that. We got 3 episodes left, right?
Some people think I won't make it, but I know that I will escape the emptiness, cause that shit is slow and it kills. The flow and the skill, I made y'all believe in it last. You can make the future, but it starts believing the past.
He killed him so easily. Like, no, it was just a regular thing. I can't believe it.
Yeah. It's that real this time around. Technique. Revolutionary volume 2. It's on now, motherfucker. Lock and load. This is the point of no return. I can never go back. Life without parole, upstate, shackled and trapped. Living in the hole, looking at the world through a crack. Fuck that. I'd rather shoot it out and get clapped. I've gone too far, there ain't no coming back for me. Auschwitz gas chamber full of Zyklon B. Just like the Spanish exterminating Tainos, raping the black and Indian women, creating Latinos. Motherfuckers made me out of self-righteous hatred. And now you got yourself a virus stuck in the matrix, a suicide bomber. Strapped and ready to blow, lethal injection, strapped down, ready to go. Don't you understand? You'll never let me live out in peace. Concrete jungle, guerrilla war out in the streets. Nat Turner with the sickle, pitchfork and machete. The end of the world, motherfucker, you not ready. This is the point of no return, and nobody can stop it. Malcolm Little when he knelt before Elijah Muhammad, the comet that killed the dinosaurs, changing the earth. They love to criticize, they always say I changed for the worse. Like prescription pills when you misusing them, nigga. The Templar Knights when they took Jerusalem, nigga, and figured out what was buried under Solomon's temple. Al-Aqsa, the name is not coincidental. I know too much, the government is trying to murder me. No coming back like cutting your wrists open vertically. How could the serpent be purposely put in charge of the country? Genetic engineered sickness spread amongst me. My people are so hungry that they...
Yeah, it's very strange. It really is. I think it's because of my more of my classical training of how to handle light. I have a hard time flattening things, so I just let them be. So everything here is it's always in constant motion, you know?
succeed, living the struggle. I know I'm
What's
alive
up,
when I
Sunil?
bleed from now on. It can never be the same as before, cause the place that I'm from doesn't exist anymore. This is the point of no return, nigga. You better believe this. Mary Magdalene giving birth to the children of Jesus. The evolution of the world, bloody and dramatic. Human beings killing monkeys to conquer the planet. The kingdoms of Africa and Mesopotamia. Machine gun your body with depleted uranium. This is the age of microchips and titanium. The dark side of the moon in contact with aliens. I started out like Australians. Criminal minded, broke into hell, tore it down and built the city behind it. Southpaw, murderous methodology, nigga. Remember that I'm just a man, don't follow me, nigga. Cause once you pass the point, you can never go home. You gotta face the possibility of dying alone. So tell me, motherfucker, how could you die for the throne when you don't even got the fucking heart to die for your own? It rains acid, one day the earth will cry from a stone, and you'll be looking at the world living inside of a dome. Computerized humanity living inside of a clone. This is the place where the unknown is living and real. Wormwood, the planet X, and the seventh seal. Universal truth is not measured in mass appeal. This is the last time that I kneel and pray to the sky, cause almost everything that I was ever told was a lie. This is the point from which I can never return, and if I back down now, then forever I burn. This is the point from which I can never retreat, cause if I turn back now, there can never be peace. This is the point from which I will die, succeed, live in the struggle. I know I'm alive when I bleed from now on. It can never be the same as before, cause the place that I'm from doesn't exist anymore.
All right, FaceTime. What I really need to tackle. Hey, thanks, Rob. Let's see if my Twitch alerts work. They should. Let's see if they work. I'm waiting. I just fixed it. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. All right. What I need to do is mix up some green. That's the only green we have in there. It's going to be a little challenging. I don't think. See, that's adding yellow doesn't really help. I need to add some white. Yeah, that's closer to it. Adding white kind of diffuses that warmth. There it is. All right. You guys can see me mixing that up. That's the biggest shape I see. So I'm going to try to tackle that first. Generally, I like to work from the back to the front so that overall that's the biggest shape. And I can always add black on top of it to make the mouth. I'm going to try to cover this whole area with that green. Kind of establish that main cheek area over there. And symmetrically get the same thing over here. Yeah, I've never noticed that. Never noticed that. Hey, wow, awesome. Thanks for the follow. Shinin Monk. So let's flatten that out a little bit. I can build on top of that. But I also want to make it look long because his mouth is kind of wide open, you know? So you got to make that face look a little bit longer.
You know something? Everybody's always waiting for everybody else to take a chance because they're so afraid.
You guys are awesome. Okay. That's a nice solid shape. Grab some more white. I want to purify that color a little bit by adding this fresh color over it. This fresh layer. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That beard will pull it down. And I can see that went out a little bit farther than I hoped. I gotta make it a little curve in right here. I'm gonna come back with the orange and kind of push in the green there, using the background color to form the edges in the green. I always use the background to form what's in front. So let's see.
Somebody should have told me. Yeah.
I mean, I can exaggerate that mouth too, make it look crazy, you know? So let's get back on that dark black stuff. And I'm not using black. I have black here. I have black right here. I'm not using that because you know what? If I use that, it's going to be very hard for me to recover from that black mixing with other colors. What I'm doing is using blue, brown, and this Alizar crimson and some green to make that black. So his head's a little bit flatter up there. Kind of like that. So, not exactly colors that would be in the background, just uh, kind of more transparent pigments, uh, especially the brown and that blue. Um, the burnt umber is the brown I'm using. Ultramarine blue is the blue I'm using. They're able to mix with other colors because they're transparent instead of opaque. Like the black, black is usually very opaque and will overtake. Once I put it down, it will overtake the area. It's going to be hard for me to put other colors over it in case I need to recover areas. So I don't try to use black until I know definitely at the end one needs to be the darkest. And since I'm already mixing my own blacks, I don't really need to use black. I think if you can mix your own black, it's a lot more interesting. You can even see right here. There's a subtle depth. There's some browns. There's some deeper blues in there. It makes it like it's actually moving and forming instead of just flat. Like Aku we see in the picture is actually he's very flat. He's just flat black. But that's not the way I paint. So this is what I'm doing. It's like constant movement. There's strokes, there's lights and darks, a lot of different stuff. He's just pure dark. But I'm just gonna do it the way I've been doing. Yeah, yeah. So I gotta be careful over here. Shaping that head out just correctly enough. Hey, thanks, throwaway. That's such a bright name. Do you guys see the name colors as bright as I do? Throwaways is bright green, and I'm just like, oh, I can't read it. I want to make him look really scary. Definitely. Exactly. True black is like, it's like a filler. I want to make him look so creepy. Yeah, I've never had to analyze Alku like this. It's very interesting. He's so different. Once you have to actually look at the shapes he's made of, I'm like, whoa, I never knew that. I am going to go back in there, fix up that green. Let's reshape this area. Thanks. Now this cheek, It needs to come back out. You can see I lost the edges there. Mix up some more of that green. Throw in some more white. Yeah, but it's so interesting. Yeah, they're geniuses. I swear. They're so good at this stuff. Like when you actually analyze what they're doing compositionally and design-wise, I've done 3 of these this week. This is the 3rd one, and looking at it, I'm like, whoa my gosh, like it's brilliant how the teeth pop out because they have that red outline. It's such subtle choices. I always focus on those big shapes and reshaping them correctly. He looks so scary, I'm not gonna lie. He looks not evil, but like smiley creepy. I'm gonna take some of that orange, bring down that head. I can see the curves of the smiles need to be emphasized. So I'm mixing a little bit more of that blue and black, or blue and brown. And I'm going to emphasize the sharpness. There we go. The sharpness says it all in the corners. That kind of communicates as evil. I've been doing some digital stuff too these days. Album covers for people, other things. Just some fun stuff. It's so easy. Once you know how to paint and draw, digital is cake. It's so easy. It's very easy. Especially because you can control, undo button. You can control your brushes. For me, this is just the way I've been doing things. It just feels more natural. When I'm using my tablet, my hands, my wrist starts hurting. Maybe because I don't have the full size. I have medium. Into S4. Oh, digital paper. Oh man, I can't imagine what that's like. What's up, Instagram? All right, guys. I need to kind of emphasize more of the deep dark in his mouth. That's gonna help the teeth stand out. So I'm kind of getting closer to getting the right angles on his mouth. I just gotta create these swooping strokes. Take off that excess over there. Get over here. I don't mind all this, all these strokes, but I gotta make sure those edges are a little bit sharper, because that's what really gives it that creepy look. Is the sharp, clean edges right there. Hey, what's up? Thank you guys. Now, if I can bring in those flames to work on the eyebrows, that'll help me shape up the eyes. So what I'm gonna do is bring in that orange. Okay. And then I can shape the angle of the brows. Definitely whenever it comes to anger or emotion, the brows are one of the main sources that you have to get right. I always think about Dragon Ball Z when I first started, was because of Dragon Ball Z. And you always had to get the right angle to make sure that you show that they're angry and serious. Just like Aku is here. Right now, in here, you can't tell where the brow angles are. And he just looks like he's crazy and psycho. Not super evil yet. But when I get the angle of the brows here, definitely just fire. Whatever I see, I'm just kind of reacting to what I see. I'm not changing anything. I'm just, the way I'm reacting to the image comes out, like naturally. It's not like, oh, I'm going to change that to hair or I'm going to change that to fire. What I'm trying to do is depict the image, but the knife is the factor here. It changes the paint application, you know? You can see the angle is still, he looks slightly confused here. So I go back in there with black and re-emphasize the angle. So it's always a push and pull process. It's never that you lay it down and you're like, oh, that's it. At least for me, I'm always trying to change it up using the opposite color. Yeah, there. What's up? Give me a hard one. Mix in some more of that blue and brown. Solidify those eyes and the angle right there. What I kind of like is all the antennas and stuff. They're not coming all the way to his head, which I think is a little bit interesting. Even if I do choose to go back in there and solidify them, I think it's kind of cool that the edges have this sense of mystery. This needs to be corrected over here. Too long. You need some space between that shoulder blade, that shoulder horn thing, and his head. Mix up some more yellow in there. Hey, thank you guys. How are you? The face, you know, it's always the end goal is getting that face on point, but everything else is it's just a matter of doing the work, changing things up. The face is really where it gets complicated. You have to be on your A game. Everything else, it's basically really fun. and there's a lot more freedom in the environment and the body, but the face has to be very accurate. So right now I'm just kind of reshaping some of those shoulder areas. You guys hear my chair? I'm so sorry. I know it's annoying. It's probably the most annoying sound ever. So let's finish up that face though. What I'm gonna do? Get that bright orange in there. I'm just gonna take that solid orange. There we go. Now he's starting to look evil. Once I get that angle correct, he will look evil. And then I'm going to pull up with those brows in a fiery motion. And because it's the same color as the background, you can see it's not standing out very much. And that's when I have to make some choices. How do I make it stand out? Throw more red on there. I can darken it so it can stand out against that bright background. Or I can brighten it. It's up to me, really. Because right now it's blending in. So how do you make sure it stands out? I'm going to throw on some yellow. Not too much. I don't want it to look bright and happy. That yellow orange right there. And look at that. That's flame right there. Such thick paint. That's what I was waiting for. It all builds up to that, really. The lights being really extra thick. I'm not trying to control it. I'm not trying to force it. The knife kind of does the work. You can see this one has great movement. The one on the right does not. It's all stuck in one spot. So I can go in there. Isn't that interesting? That's really interesting. I'm going to do the same thing. Before I do that beard, I want to make sure I got the mouth in the right place, the teeth in the right place. And his mouth, this whole area, his face needs to be a little bit brighter. In my painting, it doesn't stand out as much. So let's mix up a light green. I'm going to mix up white and just that green. We're going to go in there and help that area pop. Maybe that's not the best idea. I don't know. Let's find out. Oh, I like that. I like that. It's starting to stand out. I don't like the wobbly edges. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Make sure that these... Let's get those teeth. Before I get that beard, I want to make sure that mouth looks right. And the angle for the brow right here. That angle looks pretty good. While I'm on that, so let's try to get those teeth. There's a little lining of red, which I want to get the teeth first. I'm going to try using just white, and it's not going to be just white. Because there's so much paint on there, it's going to mix in with whatever I have down, which I don't mind. Let's get the eyes first, though. Gotta be careful. I leave border. Once that face is done, the rest is just cake. Let's get those, definitely has a little nose. Oh man, that's hard. So hard. Ah! I don't think I need no nostrils in there. Oh yeah, that teeth, the teeth. That's where it's at. I can. I can scribe away. I don't think I need to though. Wow. I'm loving the evil. So evil. And I haven't even started the background yet. There we go. Part of me wants to leave the face just like that. It's so raw and evil. Like adding the pupil might just take away from it, you know? It looks so raw. So now that I know it's in a good place, I'm gonna add that beard. Mix up some yellow, put some orange. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it. Wow, he looks so evil. I love it. So evil. It's almost done. I'm gonna get some red lining along the mouth. See how that looks. He looks bloodthirsty. That's cool. That's really cool. It's just so interesting. Such a vast contrast to what I'm looking at. If I was using a brush, it would look very similar to the source. Oh man, he looks, I love it. Okay, let me take a picture then. Okay, let's do this. Pupils. They're definitely not easy to do. They're not easy. That left one's pretty good. The right one needs some work. Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, wow. Now he's like staring into my soul. Yeah, that's very interesting. He looks so evil. I gotta show you guys how evil he looks. Let me get you off the easel for a second. Or my tripod. Let's see. Okay. It's really interesting to see all the different colors, the textures. If I show you guys from like the side, you can see how thick. From the side. It's literally like sitting on the surface. Those eyebrows. And I haven't even done the background yet. That's probably going to be the thickest part. It's kind of almost close to that one right there. That one was a little bit more free flowing. But the background I think is going to resemble that one back there. See all my paintings sitting back there? There's 100 paintings sitting back there. I want to show you guys, not that one. Let's see. There it is. Mr. Jack chilling back there. I got that fan on so I can dry that one. I like the colors though. This one's going to be very... Okay. Let's see what needs to happen here. I think what I'm going to do, really push that background, the flames, the textures, the thickness, and then come back over and push the form of Aku. The body, solidified, everything. But I need to work on that background a little bit. I can knock this out. Oh man. What's up, Zario?
I don't care how disappointing it might have been
How's it going?
as you've been working toward that dream. But here's what I know. That dream that you're holding in your mind, that it's possible. See, sometimes we can't say, I can do that. But what we can say, that it's possible that I can have my dream as we run toward it, as we work on it day in and day out. And most people don't work on their dreams. Why? One is because of fear. And that's why you'll never be what you want to be. That's why you'll never have what you want to have.
I love it. I love the show.
You all over the place. Success, guys, is a very, very lonely road, man. Along that road, you're not going to see too many friends. You see your shadow most often. You got trust in the heart of hearts. Decide what you're doing, what you believe in, it's worth the cost, whatever you fight. I wish I could tell you you're tired, take a break. I wish I could tell you you're tired, rest for a year. I wish I could tell you that it's going to get easier. I wish I could tell you it's going to get easier. I wish I could tell you that if you just keep going, it's going to get lighter. That the weight is going to get lighter. I wish I could tell you that you'll get to the point.
Guys, can I tell you something? So, I recently started an LLC, so I'm like an official business owner. It's been a ton of work, like getting all the legal stuff together. Like I have to figure out my taxes and making sales and all that stuff. You know, it's based around my artwork. And sometimes it's just like, wow, do I really want to do this? It can be stressful. And this is something I listen to every morning when I get up, and it gives me the energy. It's pretty awesome.
Something like you is going to be the right choice.
It's like a motivational
Judge
video.
yourself wishing the person you loved had never existed.
Really helps me push
The
myself.
war has begun, and it's between you and you. There ain't nobody else in your way. See, I've heard it all. From I'm too small, to I'm not fast enough, to I'm not strong enough, to I can't make it back. This is what it takes. This is the sacrifice made for a greater good. It's called dedication. To the small things.
Thanks, man.
To the little details. You aim small, you miss small. Because it's the small steps that ultimately climb mountains. So why would you skip that workout? Why would you give up on that last rep? Why would you cheat on that meal? Why wouldn't you give it your absolute all? That's called effort. And time, it stops for no one. You've got one shot at this thing called life. So it's up to you to make it happen. You got a choice where you spend every minute of your day. No one decides that for you. You will not fear death. You think this makes you strong. It makes you weak. How can you move faster than possible? Fight longer than possible? Without the most powerful impulse of the spirit. The fear of death. I feel the make the glide. As the child did. Without the then fear will find you again. If you break yourself more than just a man, if you devote yourself to breaking feel me?
Rise. You do what you've been born to do, what you've been called to do, what you've been birthed to do. Nobody can do it like you. Nobody can sing the way you sing. Nobody can speak the way you speak. Nobody can write the way you write. You accept yourself as you see yourself beyond your fears, and you don't accept yourself as a victim. You begin to see that you are more important than any fear that you have, and you're more powerful than any fear. What most people do, they make their fear more powerful than they are. They make their fear more powerful than their dreams are. That's what you don't want to do. Don't make your fear more powerful than your dreams or your passion. It's possible. I can live my dream. It's necessary. Work on myself. Become creative. It's me. I've got to make it happen. It's not over until I win. It's when you have nothing left. It's when you depleted all your money, when all your energy gone, when you have nothing left. That's when it's showtime. When you know within yourself that there's something you want to do, and I believe that all of us were born with a purpose, that all of us have something that we are supposed to do, that all of us have some goodness within us, and that goodness gives us a responsibility to manifest our greatness. Not only is it possible for you to have your dream, but it's necessary. It's necessary that you have it, that you work on it, that you develop yourself, that you go for what is yours in the universe. Every single day when you wake up, you better be spending time on your dream. You better be spending time. Like, you ain't got time to waste. It is a sense of urgency. It's a character. It's who you are. It's not the title that makes you. It's not the success that makes you. The character defines the success, defines the fame, and it starts right there. They're won in the thousands of hours in the training room, in the labs, in the 5 a.m. runs, when it's raining, when everyone else is sleeping. That's when it's won. The heart of a champion is a light switch that's always on. It doesn't go on and off when someone's watching. It's constant. It's how you look at something. If your name's attached to it, and you do it right, the best of your ability every single time. And the problem with some of y'all is you want somebody else to support your dream. It's yours. I don't owe you a dime. It's your dream. If you want it to happen, get your butt up and make it happen. If you want it to happen, rise and grind. And if you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for it, if all that you dream and scheme is about it, and life seems useless and worthless without it. And if you gladly sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it and lose all your terror of the opposition for it. And if you simply go after this thing that you want with all of your capacity, strength and sagacity, faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity. If neither cold poverty, famine, or gulf, sickness, or pain, of body and brain can keep you away from the thing that you want. In 2013, three-time Mr. Olympia, Now that's that thing called life, is that it is always changing. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. I can tell you that now. Be aware of that. Things are not going to work out exactly right. For a time they will, sometimes. And that's when life is just playing the game with you. I don't want to play anymore. I don't care how good you are, I don't care how talented you are. I don't care how much you work on yourself. There are some times when things aren't going to go right. They just are not going to go right. There are times when anything that can happen will happen. But during those down moments, that's where the growth takes place. That's where the work is. See, anybody can feel good when they have their health, their bills are paid, they have happy relationships. Anybody can be positive then. Anybody can have a larger vision then. Anybody can have faith under those kinds of circumstances. See, but the real challenge of growth, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, comes when you get knocked down.
And some of you in your life, the reason why you're not blowing up, the reason why you're not successful, you have not learned to pass. You think just because it's an opportunity, it's for you, and not every opportunity is for you.
All of us have experienced some tragedy, and if we haven't, we will. And you can either let it destroy your life, or you can build upon it. You can permit it to let it hold you down, or you can decide, I'm not going to let that happen to me. I'm bigger than this. It's not going to be easy. When you want to change, it's not easy. If it were in fact easy, everybody would do it. But if you're serious, you'll go all out.
You all fall down in life. The question is, who gets back up?
Forgive and grow.
You're about to separate yourself from the pack, and you're about to be on top.
If you want to begin to move into your own personal greatness, you've got to be willing to go against the tide. You've got to be willing to harness your will and say, in spite of this, I'm in control here. I'm not going to let this get me down. I'm not going to let this destroy me.
It's not your circumstances or your situation that determines if you're going to be successful or not. I've been telling you, it's your mindset. It's the way you see it. It's the way you think it.
Your mind is the battleground. Touch somebody and tell them the enemy is after your mind. Out to worry you to death, out to stress you to death, out to break you down, out to make you quit, out to make you think that you can't get up, out to make you give up on your dream. The warfare is in your mind. It's not in your checkbook. It's not in your savings account. It's not on your job. The fight that you got to fight is in your mind. And if you whip it in your head, you can whip it in your checkbook. You can whip it on your job. You can whip it out of your children. But you gotta cry it out of your head. I'm coming back. And I'll be stronger and better because of it. You have got to make a declaration that this is what you stand for. Standing up for peace of mind. You're standing up for health. You're standing up for your dream. You want it. And you're going to go all out to have it. Let it go and begin to focus on developing myself. And I say to you, you're going to have people to do things to you. Things are going to happen to you. And the most important thing to do is to harness your will and let it go. Move so you can grow. So you can get on with your life. It doesn't matter about what happens to you. What matters is, what are you going to do about it?
When you want something bad, you can't count the cost. Because if you count the cost and you see how much it costs, you might quit. You might give up. So you gotta go in knowing that I don't count the cost. I do as many push-ups as it takes, as many sit-ups as it takes, as many reps as it takes. I study as long as it takes. I pay whatever the price is. Why? Because if I start counting the cost, I might quit. I might give up. I might surrender. Don't count the cost. You don't count the cost on this one. You don't count how many breaths you take. You don't count it. You get to a point where you don't count it. You just do whatever it takes to get whatever you want.
Don't stop. Stay busy. Work your plan. Continue to do those things that you know that work for you after you have evaluated yourself in the situation.
Once you make a decision and you go all in, and you say, I ain't quitting till I get there. I ain't giving up. I ain't giving it. I'll do whatever it takes to be successful. And when you make that decision, when you look you in the mirror, when you tell yourself that, look, I'm through, I'll do whatever it takes, I guarantee you, that's when that begins to happen. Get about your past. Get what happened back in the day. Make the rest of your life the best of your life.
Where have you been? Why are you here? And where are you going? You look at your life. You look at what you produce. Is it giving you what you want? Are you living on purpose? Are you living your dream? Are you acting on your ideas? Are you doing all you can do? Have you gotten comfortable? Are you procrastinating? Are you invading your own greatness? Are you surrounding yourself with people that can nourish you? Are you challenging yourself? Are you experimenting? Are you learning something different? Is your life an adventure or is it boring? Why are you here? What brought you here? Investing the time, the money. What brought you here? What decisions are you making right now as you look into the future? Where are you going with your life? I don't care how hard you fail. I don't care how many times you fail the test. I don't care if nobody else believes in you. It only takes you believing in yourself to get this thing done. As long as you believe in you, you got the right mindset, you got the right attitude, you can have whatever you like. But if you fall, I need you to fall forward. I need you to fail forward. Now, are there going to be some moments when you want to give up? Yes. Will there be some moments when it's going to seem like it's impossible? The pain that you're experiencing, the disappointment that you're experiencing, that you're going to say, it's not worth it? Yes, that's going to be right there for you. It's going to be in your face, telling you to go back. But don't let the distractions distract you. All right? You got to keep moving. Don't stop. Separate what you do from who you are. That's what the guilt chapter is about. All of us have made some mistakes in life. All of us have done some things that if we had them to do over again, we wouldn't do it again. A lot of things that if I had it to do over again, if I knew then what I know now, I would have done it differently. Well, it didn't happen that way. A lot of us, because of our limited vision of ourselves, a lot of us who begin to focus on problems and enable them to overwhelm us, we begin to think that we have no options. We begin to believe that there's no way out. You can always better your best. You can always go beyond anything that you have ever done. And I'm saying that the fact that you're still here, that you're still breathing, you've got some more work, and you owe it to yourself. So when you get up in the morning, that you can look yourself in the face and say, hey, I'm living my life on my terms.
But I tell you, there are some times in life where you fall down and you feel like you don't have the strength to get back up. Pretend that everything's okay when it's not, and you go home and lay in your bed when no one's looking at you and you don't have to impress anybody, and fear comes in. You know the fear that you have as soon as you walk into the doors of your house. It's a broken door. Maybe you have doubt in your life. Maybe you don't know for sure what's going to be happening in the future and it scares you. Maybe you're worried about what people think of you, what people say about you. Just that fear paralyzes you. And I just want to ask you today, do you think you have hope?
Right now, you're at the worst place in your life that you've ever been. I believe that this is your beginning, but this doesn't have to be your end. That just because you are currently here, this is your present circumstances, that life don't have to end for you right now.
What is it that will give you the drive? What is it that will ignite the courage in you to get up and come back again and again and again?
Your why. Your why is going to push you when you can't push yourself. When you want to quit and give up, your why is going to give you that edge you need, that advantage you need, that lift that you need to get to the next level. Your why. Yes, we're tired. Yes, we're hungry. Yes, the mind is saying give up. Yes, it's saying quit. But we cannot quit because we realize we have not reached the goal yet. This is not what I said I was going to do. This is what I talked about. This is not the goal. This is not what I dreamed about. This is not what it looks like.
I will try 100 times to get up. And if I fail 100 times, if I fail and I give up, do you think that I'm ever going to get up? No.
So I need you to believe me.
And if I fail, I try again.
You still there, guys? Sorry, I zoned out. I zoned out. I was so focused on getting that fire in the background right. And this, the motivational video really got to me too. I was thinking about things.
You're going to get dressed. You're going to get out. You're going to do what you've been called to do. You're going to be what you're called to do. You're going to have, and you're going to prove that everybody that tried to break you, everybody that tried to stop you, everybody that tried to kill your dream, you're going to prove all of them.
What do you guys think, though? Oh man, I'm really liking it.
Don't give up. I'm telling you right now. Don't give in. Get through it. There is still time. As long as there's breath in your nostrils. As long as you can wake up in the morning. That is how you're going to finish. And you will find that strength to get back up. If you're still in the game, which means if you're in the game, and there's still time in the game, still time left in the game, you can still win the game. You can't afford not to be you. You can't afford just to go to work so you can get a check. You cannot afford.
It really is. I'm loving it. Look at those textures. The whole thing is building up to this moment where you can go all out with the texture.
And all of these things that are happening to me right now, they're just temporary inconveniences. They're not stronger than I am.
You can't afford not to be you.
You're going through some hard times. It has not come to stay. It has come to pass. It takes guts to pick yourself up. It takes guts. You got to dig down deep and get it up. Keep on going again and again and again until you make it happen because you know that it's possible.
And many of you right now, life's got you up against the rope. You can't give up. You can't give in. If it was easy, everybody would do it. And if life's got you backed up, start fighting back.
Is it life knocked you down trying to land on your back because you can look up, you can get up.
It's necessary you take responsibility. If you don't make it happen, if you don't give up, if you keep on keeping on, if you don't decide that I can't make it because you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, you have so much energy that can take it so far. It's necessary that you hook up with some other energy that can take you to the next level. Just go out there. It's possible you can get what you want. It's necessary if you want it, you got to go into action. You got to be willing to experiment. You got to be willing to fail and to succeed. Here's your dream manifested. No, it's hard. Yes, it's hard. It's difficult. Yes, right? And it's worth it. It's necessary that you have a plan of action, that you're resilient, that you stick to, that you have a vision and never give up. That you become creative and relentless and keep on coming back again and again and again. And that it's you that you got to take personal responsibility to make it happen. And that it's hard, easy is not an option. And when life knocks you down, jump back up and say, it's not over until I win.
It's not easy. It's hard changing your life.
I'm talking about power in my life. So for you, I don't know what it is, but that power, you cannot ignore it. Why? It will not go away. It will not go away on its own. It will not. You won't just wake up one day and it won't be there anymore. It's going to be there and it will haunt you for the rest of your life. So I'm telling you, deal with it. Deal with it. And the sooner you deal with it, and the sooner you overcome it, the sooner you get to your reward, baby. The sooner you get on the other side of it, the sooner you begin to feel fulfillment, the sooner you get on the other side of self-actualization, dream, reality, the sooner you get on the other side of the problem is a wealth of success. The sooner you deal with the fact that you have testimony, deal with it. It's not the end of the world, deal with it. Because when you deal with it, you can create a solution for it, and you can get over it. Deal with it. That you and your children don't have the best lesson. Deal with it. Deal with the fact that you are procrastinating. Deal with the fact that it's hard for you to execute. Deal with the fact every time something happens, you worry about it. Deal with the fact that you have this anxiety that every time you're about to reach another level of success, every time you're about to go to another level, you feel overwhelmed. Deal with the fact that you're struggling with your success. And you feel like, why me? Or why not my sister? Why me? Why not other people? Deal with the fact that you feel guilty that you're successful. Deal with it.
And ladies and gentlemen, I started working on my dream. And most people don't work on their dreams. Why? For many years I didn't. One is because of fear. The fear of failure. What if things don't work out? And the fear of success. What if they do and I can't handle it? The
The other thing is that most people, ladies and gentlemen, they get comfortable. They stop growing, they stop working on themselves, they stop stretching, they stop pushing themselves, and they end up becoming very cynical about life. And they throw in the towel on themselves, on their families, and on their dreams. And the other thing is that most people don't feel worthy.
I think I'm done, guys.
I could have been doing years ago. But because I did not have a college education, because I didn't believe in myself, because I allowed other people's opinion of me to control my destiny, I didn't act on my ideas.
This is intense.
And not only is
I'm
it
loving
important
it.
for you to know it's possible for you to choose your future, but it's necessary that you work on yourself, that you develop yourself. It's necessary that you get the energy drainers out of your life, people who don't want anything, people who are not striving, people who are not challenging themselves, people who aren't growing, people who have stopped dreaming. It's necessary that you align yourself with people and attract people into your business who are hungry, people who are unstoppable and unreasonable, people who are refusing to leave life just as it is and who want more. My mother used to say, birds of a feather flock together. If you run around with losers, you will end up a loser.
I'm gonna post it.
It's necessary that you get the losers out.
Probably put it up on my shop. Wait till someone buys it.
That is you. That is you. That no one can do it for you but you. And even though you face disappointments, even though you will experience some setbacks, it goes with the territory. You must understand that. What if all of us took that attitude after we face a rejection and a no, or we have a meeting and no one shows up, or somebody say, you can count on me, and they don't come through? What if we had that kind of attitude? The cause repossessed. Nobody believes in you. You've lost again and again and again. The lights are cut off. But you're still looking at your dream, reviewing it every day, and say to yourself, it's not over until I win.
You guys want to see it?
Incur a lot of disappointment.
Hey, you can see it pretty well on there.
A lot of setbacks. A lot of defeats. But in the process of doing that, you will discover some things about yourself that you don't know right now. What you will realize is that you have greatness within you. What you'll realize is that you're more powerful than you can ever begin to imagine. What you will realize is that you are greater than your circumstances, that you don't have to go through life being a victim. What I'd like you to do right now, I want you to think about your dream, because I'm in a room full of dreamers. Think about your dream right now. I want you to think about it and envision it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me share something with you. I do not believe that any of us have dreams.
Man, we knocked that out. We knocked that out pretty quickly. That was nice. Wow, love the overall fire in the background. Wow, awesome. Composition's really great too. Chose just the right amount so we can see everything's kind of framed in a way where it's very interesting visually. Well, guys, I'm done. I'm gonna upload this and get some rest. I gotta do some other work on my website. So thanks for sticking by, stopping by. It's like pretty late, 3 a.m. here. 3 a.m. here, so I'm gonna see if I can get some other email stuff done. That was awesome. Someone on Instagram actually gave me the idea to do it. She's gonna be really happy when she sees this. Have a great night.